Relationships are scary. Girls are scary. Growing up, the most dangerous and scary thing about my sheltered life was probably getting rejected. And growing up, I didn't have a lot of my self-esteem was not very high. I had a little confidence because I looked really different from everyone else around me. As you guys can tell, I'm really short, and I'm also Asian. And in high school, I was actually the shortest guy in my high school senior graduating class of 500 people. And I grew up in a predominantly white Latino community, so I was Asian. And as a kid, being different is like a curse. I still remember in middle school, some girl literally walked up to me and said, "You're ugly." Kids are really mean. So, like I said, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't have good self-esteem. And I also had a severe anxiety issue when I talk to people, strangers, especially girls. I'll get what you call butterflies in the stomach. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So fortunately, not all girls were mean in middle school. And back in 2003, I was in 7th grade, and in PE class, there was this white girl that I would always talk to, and she would always be laughing and smiling. And I was super oblivious, but she actually liked me. I somehow got her email address, and that's right, back in 2003, this is how you flirted with girls. Because I didn't have a cell phone. My parents weren't going to pay for that. So we'd exchange emails, and I still remember the adrenaline rush and anxiety of opening my email and seeing an unread email. It was basically equivalent to middle school foreplay. Eventually, we started dating for around a month, and it was our typical middle school relationship. We didn't really do anything. I held her hand, maybe kissed her on the cheek, and we didn't do anything. That's it. But she was instrumental in helping build my confidence at that young age, and really helped me understand that there's actually people out there that might like me for more than who I look, and maybe for who I am. And I don't know, maybe she was actually taller than me too, so I don't know, maybe she had yellow fever. I'm not sure. Now it's 2007, 2008, I was a junior in high school, and this is back when MySpace and AIM, AOL Instant Messenger was a really big thing. And there's a girl I had a crush on for many years. Her name was Monica, and I really liked her. And she actually liked me. And every night for months, I would talk to her every single night. And instead of manning up and asking her out on a date, I would get those butterflies every time I talked to her. I just couldn't do it. So what I would do is I would ask her online, like every once in a while, what kind of guy do you like? What school does he go to? What does he look like? And she would ask me the same questions. And eventually, two things clicked together, and I realized she likes me too. And instead of asking her out in real life, I was still scared, I asked her out online. And it was a high school relationship. It lasted a week. We only held hands. She broke up with me because she had to focus on school, and I was devastated. And now, by the end of high school, I still got super anxious and these butterflies every time I'd meet strangers and talk to people. And I told myself, you know what, Richard? It's time to do something different. College is around the corner. I was going to go to Cal, and I was super pumped. And I said, you know what? The next girl I meet, I'm going to ask her out in real life. I'm going to make my moves in person. I'm not going to use technology, none of that. So in 2009, in August, I moved to my dorm at UC Berkeley as a freshman, and I immediately was a super eager freshman that met all the people on my floor, and I immediately clicked with this girl named Michelle. She was cute, she was Taiwanese, and we started hanging out all the time. And the way it works is that when you go move in freshman year at Berkeley, you have like a week and a half before school actually starts. So we basically spent all of our time hanging out together, and 2 days after meeting her, we went to a frat party, and I remember walking back, and without asking her on AIM, I asked her in real life, what kind of guys do you like? And thankfully, she said, I like short guys. And I was like, oh man, she probably likes me. So 2 days later, and I'm sorry, I know I told you guys I wouldn't use technology to talk to girls, but I kind of cheated and used a social lubricant called alcohol. So at this frat party, I had the jitters, I was super nervous, I had butterflies, but you know what, I was gonna make my move. I asked her to dance with me on that dance floor. This is at a frat house in Berkeley. It was grungy, it was disgusting, but I did it. I remember pulling her in to sit on my lap that night, and by the end of that night, I had my first kiss with her. And we dated for 3.5 years in college, and it was one of the best times of my life. Now, I know I told you guys 3 stories that didn't really go anywhere, or 3 relationships that didn't go anywhere, but I would never trade them for a thing. And I realized in life that when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you have this anxiety, these butterflies in your stomach, instead of just being scared, it's your time to actually do something and take a step forward. So the next time you guys are in my shoes and you're scared to meet someone, you're nervous, instead of letting those butterflies sink in, don't take 2 steps back, take 3 steps forward. Thank you.